The definition of gossip is the casual or unconstrained conversation or reports about other people, typically involving details that are not confirmed as being true. Funny thing is, most of us would not consider ourselves gossips. But whether as being the active spreader or the passive receiver, we might be in the tea more than we think. Paul himself ran into the rumor mill about 2,000 years ago. Let's see what happens. Acts 17, 16-21. While Paul was waiting for them in Athens, he was greatly distressed to see that the city was full of idols. So he reasoned in the synagogue with both Jews and God-fearing Greeks, as well as in the marketplace, day by day, with those who happened to be there. A group of Epicurean and Stoic philosophers began to debate with him. Some of them asked, "What is this babbler trying to say?" Others remarked, "He seems to be advocating foreign gods." They said this because Paul was preaching the good news about Jesus and the resurrection. Then they took him and brought him to a meeting of the Areopagus, where they said to him, "May we know what this new teaching is that you're presenting? You're bringing some strange ideas to our ears, and we would like to know what they mean." All the Athenians and the foreigners who lived there spent their time doing nothing but talking about and listening to the latest ideas. The Athenian Golden Age happened 500 years before Paul walked into it. Now, it lost some of its luster, but was still considered the cultural and academic epicenter of the Roman Empire. Here, Paul catches the attention of the elite Areopagus, which means Hill of Ares or Mars in Latin, the Olympic god of war. The Areopagus was both a court and a hill, kind of like our Capitol Hill or Wall Street. And it says in verse 16 that he was greatly distressed. Let's take a closer look at this Greek word. It's paroxynō, and this means provoked, disturbed, or infuriated. The term is etymologically related to epileptic seizures. In the famous love passage of 1 Corinthians 13, Paul says love is not paroxynō. It doesn't get infuriated. So this is definitely not a love moment for Paul. In fact, he is perturbed to see so many idols, some named, some without names, and an ivory and gold Athena herself stood in the Parthenon of Athens, whose, quote, gleaming spear point was visible 40 miles away. But maybe Paul was more paroxynōd by the motivation behind the idolatry. In verse 21, the Areopagus is simplified to being just a bunch of immature posers consumed with the most recent tea, the gossip of the times. It was more of a socio-political game than it was a spiritual quest for them. F.F. Bruce recalls the 4th century BC Greek speaker and statesman Demosthenes asking for the latest news while the Macedonian armies were knocking down their doors. How consumed are you with the latest news, or maybe caught up in family drama, or the neighborhood, or the workplace? Whatever your weak spot is for the rumor mill, let's keep the arrogance of the Areopagus in mind. And check out this proverb. Proverbs 26:20 says, "Fire goes out without wood, and quarrels disappear when gossip stops."